So in this video we're going to look at close anatomy of the pancreas. So in terms of the position, the pancreas lies at the level of transpyloric plane, okay, and it is retroperitoneal organ except it's tail, okay. So in terms of relationship to other organs, the stomach so lies at the level of transpyloric plane, and the stomach, this is in terms of relationship. Now we are done with the positioning on the pancreas itself. So stomach lies anterior to, so I'll just abbreviate this. So stomach is anterior, so abbreviate anterior in this way, anterior to the pancreas, okay. So it's anterior to the pancreas and it's connected to the pancreas by lesser sac, okay. It's connected to the pancreas by lesser sac, okay. So the other organ in relationship to the pancreas is the duodenum. So the duodenum, this one forms a C-shaped structure, okay, around the head of the pancreas, okay. So this one forms a C-shaped structure around the head of the pancreas and is basically connected by transverse mesocolon, okay. It's basically connected by transverse mesocolon. So the other organ which we need to take note of is spleen. So in terms of the spleen lies posterior to the pancreas and it is connected to the pancreas by linear ligament, okay, linear ligament, okay. So this ligament connects the pancreas to the spleen, okay. And the other organ we need to take note of, or rather the vessels, is aorta and inferior vena cava. So in terms of aorta and inferior, or just abbreviate it, inferior vena cava, they passes posterior to the pancreas, okay. So they passes posterior to the pancreas, okay. So this is how you need to organize your work in terms of position and relationship, okay. So when we talk about structure, this is where now we're going to talk about the general description of the pancreas. So basically it's divided into 5 parts, okay. So we have the head, and we say this head is enclosed within a C-shaped structure formed by duodenum, okay. Then we have the neck, okay. Go with the neck. So the neck is just to abbreviate, between the body and head, okay. And then we have the other one which we have is alternate process. Basically these are the projection arising from the lower border, from the lower surface of the head. Okay, so these are just the projection like structures arising from the lower part of the head. Okay, and then we have the body. And the body, when you talk about the body, basically it's just covered on its anterior parts by the stomach. Okay, and then we have the last part is the tail. So the tail is the only intraperitoneal, so we need to write this only intraperitoneal organ. Okay, so this is the only intraperitoneal part. Okay, let me use this word instead of organ. I use part of the pancreas. Okay, and it lies near the hilum or the spleen. Okay, so moving forwards, so this is what you need to write under structure. Okay, so moving forwards to the duct system. So when you talk about duct system, that's where we are talking about the structure and the likes. That's the reason why I didn't highlight structure here, because pancreas, as you have noticed, when we're talking about histology of the pancreas, it's basically divided into two components, and those are endocrine and exocrine component in terms of function. So when you talk about duct system here, we are talking about pancreas being classified as serous gland, and that serous gland is basically composed of Asner cells, and we already talked about Asner cells. So if you didn't watch the previous video, I can advise you watch the video on the histology of the pancreas, so that will help your understanding when you talk about duct system under close anatomy of the pancreas. Basically here we are going just to highlight, because this is not histology. So the Asner cells, they produce digestive enzyme, and then they drain into intercalated duct, and the intercalated duct will then drain into intralobular duct, and the intralobular duct will then drain into main pancreatic duct, and the main pancreatic duct will then be joined by common bowel duct, and then drain into hepatopancreatic ampulla of Vater, which will then open into duodenum via duodenum papilla, and the secretion of the duodenum is basically controlled by the sphincter of body. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to know on the duct system. So we move to the last component, or rather the second last component, which is blood supply and innervation. So basically we just need to highlight on this. Okay, so in terms of artery, so we have splenic artery. So here we have, let's just put it here, so we have splenic. So this is the artery which supplies the pancreas. We also have the other one, it will be duodenopancreatic artery, and this one, duodenopancreatic artery, is basically supplying the head of the pancreas. Remember, the head of the pancreas is basically enclosed by the C-shaped structure formed by duodenum. So this is the artery which is going to supply the head of the pancreas. Okay, so in terms of venous drainage, which one drains? So now In terms of venous drainage, we have hepatic portal vein. So this is the one which is going to drain the pancreas. And in terms of lymphatic drainage, we have superior, so just abbreviate like this, superior mesenteric artery, mesenteric node rather. Okay, so this is the one which is involved into the drainage of the lymph or the pancreas. And then in terms of innervation, we have vagus nerve. Okay, so we have vagus nerve in terms of innervation, and then you can still add one or two medical application as you write your essay. So in this case, we have pancreatitis, which is basically the inflammation of the pancreas, and it can be caused by the gallstone, or sometimes it can be alcohol. Others, they can cause pancreatitis. So this is what you need to know about gross anatomy of the pancreas. Alright.